So today we have the fourth egg in our series, and that is the orange egg. And some of you may know what's inside of it, but let me show you. Inside we have praying hands. And the praying hands represent the time after the supper. The last egg Mrs. Acosta did was the Last Supper, where Jesus had a meal with his disciples. So after that, they went to the Garden of Gethsemane, where Jesus prays, and he prays to God in heaven to take the cross, that he would not have to go to the cross because he's very sad. So after dinner, he takes his disciples to the garden. He asks the disciples to pray with him, that they would be quiet together, and then he takes 3 of his closest disciples with him to pray with them. And some of you know the story that Jesus goes off to pray and they fall asleep. And he comes back and begs them to pray with him. And here's what Jesus says in Mark 14:32 and 34. And they went to a place called Gethsemane. And he said to his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." And he took with him Peter and James and John and began to be greatly distressed and troubled. And he said to them, "My soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Remain here and watch." And he asked the disciples to stay with him, and he just prayed in his very sad time that he would not have to go to the cross.